Well, you're watching Africa 54. I'm Vincent McCory in Washington. Now, a big development project outside Washington, D.C. has been put on hold pending an investigation to determine if the project is being built on top of a historic black cemetery. VOA's Chris Simpkins reports from Bethesda, Maryland, that the controversy has uncovered a mostly forgotten African-American community.
Back up there where you can't see is basically where we're saying some of the bodies are.
Harvey Matthews says this land outside Washington was a cemetery where African Americans were buried starting in the early 19th century.
Did you all move the bodies? No one has answered that question yet. So if you didn't move the bodies, as far as I'm concerned, they're still over in them clay hills where y'all done built all this construction and you done covered them up.
Matthews is talking about developers who built this tower in the late 1960s. He says construction projects covered over African Americans' remains while further wiping away a century-old black community founded by freed slaves.
Okay, right here is the 2 sycamore trees that my mom, my dad, and I, we planted when I was about 9.
The trees near this shopping center are all that remains of Harvey Matthews' family farm. He grew up here alongside generations of other black families who had lived and worked in the area since the end of the Civil War.
And the community of River Road was just like any ordinary community, I guess, nationwide. Happy-go-lucky, little black community.
Now known as the Westbard neighborhood in Bethesda, Maryland, it's filled with shopping centers and high-priced homes. Matthews says the black community began to fade away in the late 1950s.
What led to us moving where developers came in to try to get the land from the blacks that were living here. They used all kinds of little tactics, to get your land. And as you see, the community started getting smaller and smaller. People started moving away.
This is what democracy looks like. Show me what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like.
Plans for a new parking garage on the burial ground site touched off a firestorm of protest at a local planning board meeting.
I'm going to have to ask you not to disrupt this.
You don't have to ask me anything. How is it possible that the community has been left out of this entire process?
The project is on hold while county officials work with the developer to conduct an investigation. So far, historians aren't able to document what happened to the graves.
We need to get the facts. We need to find out if there are still burial shafts in this location. We need to find out what is below the ground.
These people here have decided that they are so rich and so powerful that they're going to basically just roll over us. And we are here to say that that will not happen.
The last standing building of the former African-American neighborhood is the Macedonia Baptist Church. Its congregation and others in the community want a museum built that will detail the history of the black community that once thrived here. Chris Simpkins, VOA News, Bethesda, Maryland.
It's time now for a short break, but before we go, a reminder to visit our website, channelstv.com, for all the latest information around the clock. You can also find us at youtube.com/channelsweb. Still to come, 2 young Nigerians start a hiking club in Abuja to boost tourism prospects there. We'll get our boots and head for that story right after the break. Stay with us.
Building world peace should not undermine the values of small communities that make up the larger society. There's need for a clearer understanding of the people who make up these communities, their collective interests, respect for boundaries, and inherent practices. That's key to keeping the peace. On Community Report.
Staying now with the great outdoors, and this time in Abuja, where some young Nigerians have started a hiking club to boost tourism prospects. Let's head to that trail for the story.
A walk up Katampe Hill in Nigeria's capital is more than an urban excursion. For these young people, it is a chance to explore Abuja, a settlement transformed into the country's administrative hub in the 1980s.
It's just people who stay here.
Bringing groups of people together 2 Saturdays every month along trails is their passion. Outings like these is the reason the Strides Adventure Club is trying to turn into a regular activity.
Guys, can I forfeit? You want to play out? I'll forfeit.
The club was formed in June last year by 2 friends while they were on a similar expedition. Today, the club has over 70 members. Members pay a one-off registration fee of $3.
It started with a friend telling me to go climb a mountain with her, my friend Blessing. And I've always been one to love adventures. So I was up for it, I said yes. And we went to climb a mountain. That was end of 2015. And we loved it. It was a great experience. The view was amazing. So we decided to go again. But we invited our friends the next time, and they loved it, so they invited their friends, and that's how more people started coming, and that's how the club came to this.
About 30 people show up on hiking days. They follow designated routes. Today's trail will see them make their way through wooded shrubs and steep rocks on their way to the summit.
It's been a wonderful experience, adventures. If you love nature, you will love here. It's very adventurous, and I'm so glad I'm here. It's mind relieving, and you're going to get open-minded, not just being open-minded. You meet a lot of people who are going to make you feel warm and loved. This is a place to be, honestly.
Katampe Hill offers a spectacular view of Abuja for climbers. Once at the top, the hikers engage in various activities. After a few hours, they head back down. As they decide to sell the idea to other Nigerians, they are working on plans to take the group beyond Abuja to explore Nigeria's other diverse landscapes.
Well, and that's our show for today. And be sure to watch Africa 54 on the VOA website at voaafrica.com. You can find all our shows there and also get the world's biggest news stories around the clock. I'm Vincent McCory in Washington. Chamberlain has our last word from Lagos.
Well, yes, that's our show time, but we'll be back next week with another episode of Africa 54. Don't forget to check out our website too. It's channelstv.com for all our local news and program information, politics, sports, and more. I'm Chamberlain Uso. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.